So recently I made multiple videos on my favorite games of all time, and in the first video Minecraft was on that list, and in there I said that I have some old Minecraft worlds that maybe if I could access them I would revisit them and check them out. More specifically, my first ever creative world in Minecraft. And while there might not be anything that's like super amazing or cool creative builds, but it was a place where I first learned how to build things in Minecraft, and I learned different block types, and basically I learned Minecraft but in the creative mode. It was also the world where I brought friends so they could build whatever they want in this giant world, because at one point I wanted this world to just be filled with different creative ideas and a bunch of different things. Now, I mostly played survival Minecraft, so this Minecraft world didn't really get filled up as much as I wanted it to, and there are a lot of unfinished creations on it. But without further ado, let's just check out this world and see some of the creations that I and my friends have built so many years ago. Now, I don't know the exact date or time, but I can say that the last time anything was really built on this world or this world was used was back in 2016. At least if I'm remembering correctly, because around 2016, 2017, I got way more into PC gaming and I kind of just left everything that I had on my Xbox behind, including all these worlds. Now, this world was originally on the Xbox 360, but a while ago when I was playing on the world when I used to play Minecraft on the Xbox, I did switch it over from the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One, so we are checking it out on the Xbox One today. The world is also named Creative, and I think that is the best and worst possible name for the creative world of Minecraft. And as soon as the world loaded in, which it did pretty quickly, I was kind of surprised, but I was immediately greeted by a bunch of different characters like the Joker, Deadpool, an emoji, the Cookie Monster, Yoda. I mean, for some reason, that's just where I was. And there were also some Mario characters, some Pokemon characters, or faces. I mean, some of them were just faces, but some of them were characters. And then you have the Assassin's Creed emblem for some reason. You have a watermelon, Minecraft characters, and don't forget about the exclamation point. And then I found one of the old Knight Army creations. I don't really remember what it was for or why I even built it, but it was back when the channel was going to be mainly called the Knights Army. Well, I mean by that, I was going to call all my subscribers the Knights Army, and I never ended up sticking with it, but it was something that was part of the channel at one point. I have no idea what that is supposed to be, so don't ask. This is the area of the world where I was trying to have build battles, so it would either be me and a friend or a couple friends trying to verse each other with a theme to see who could build the best stuff, and some of them are easy to know what the themes were, like that one is Legos, but some of these I have no idea. Looking back, I have no idea what the theme is for some of these because they're just so random and some of them just don't make any sense. But some of them are cool. Like you have a couple different lighthouses, you have some Legos. I don't know why Legos show up in this world multiple times, but that's something that happens. I will say that the houses are kind of very simple, rectangular, square. They don't look very good, and yeah, they're pretty much empty. I gotta say, some of these creations are just, they're really bad. I could tell that this theme was obviously Minecraft. I mean, the word Minecraft's there, but those creations are just terrible. I mean, we got a couple of pirate ships that were built. I don't know why, but for some reason back then I seemed to put TKA and almost everything that I built, or my name, like a sign with my name on it. I don't know why, but it's easier to tell what I built because for some reason I put my name on everything. So the next one, my friend, I remember this one because I know exactly which friend built this plane, but I made Flappy Bird and a ghost, and my friend made a plane, and the plane was so awesome and big that he even went into my area to build it, but the plane is really cool and still very well built, and I was actually impressed when he built this plane. I mean, there's even a detailed inside to this plane, so my friend definitely outbeat me in this build competition in about every single way possible. We got a couple hot air balloons, but they're not really interesting, so let's just move on. So this next one, I'm not really sure what happened, because on one side we have like a simple sniper rifle and some wooden stairs with a wall, and then on the other side we have a lot more built, but it is still a pretty simple build. But the theme was Call of Duty or something like that, because the building there that I built was supposed to resemble the bar in Black Ops 2 Zombies on the town map, of course. The next theme seemed to be superheroes, and there was quite some cool creations there. There are quite a few more build battle creations that are just really not that interesting, or they seem to have never been finished, so we're just gonna move on from all those. There is a giant boombox in this world for some reason. Not really sure who created it, I don't remember, but there it is. And we also have some little Minecraft people, and for some reason there's also some wars going on, I guess, in this world. Not really sure, but there is just like characters shooting at each other, explosions happening, and just blood everywhere. Well, it's red wool, but you get the point. There was a mansion I built at one point, and I thought it was really cool at the time, but I never ended up finishing the inside of it, so it's just completely empty on the inside. This is actually a very special creation right here. Now, it may not seem like anything special, but this is actually where I made my very first video on YouTube, and it was about how to change the sheep and make it different colors, where you give them the Jeb_name and they switch colors. But unfortunately, the video has since then been deleted. I wish I never deleted it from the channel, because it was the very first video, so it's kind of sad that it's deleted. But that is where the first video took place, and that was my first ever video on YouTube, in case you guys want to know what it is, because you can't see it anymore. I mean, I deleted it because I thought it was embarrassing at the time, that video, but I realized that that's fine, and I'm just gonna keep all my videos up from now on, even if I find some of them not that great anymore, or just kind of embarrassing.
But it's difficult for either one that you play on. So first thing that you want to do is you want to put down a lever, and then you want to pull the lever, and then 2 blocks away from it, so 1, 2, you want to place the chest, and then whatever you want to duplicate, you want to put the diamonds, well, not diamonds, but whatever you want to duplicate, probably diamonds, you put in that chest.
We have a giant minecart in the world, which has almost no tracks. We have a wall that looks like it was going to be the start of a cool house, but as you can see, it is still just a wall, so nothing was completed there. And there is also this giant wooden building made of logs. There's absolutely nothing inside of it, but it still looks kind of cool anyway. There's also another wooden building next to it, which is also hollow. I don't know why, but so many buildings in this world seem to have nothing inside. There was at one point where my father joined my Minecraft world and decided he was going to build a mountain, and he also built a lake or river, pond, whatever you want to call it, next to the mountain. Unfortunately, he never ended up finishing this mountain, but for some reason he also decided to build the mountain with all sorts of different materials. Like, you could see what the mountain was actually made of once it was finished. There are no caves in the mountain. I have searched to see if there was, but it is still built of many different materials, even if you can't see all the materials. This was another house that I built in Minecraft that I thought was really cool at the time, but I still apparently never ended up finishing it since it has nothing on the inside. I'm starting to feel like I just built things for the outside look and there's absolutely nothing inside, because apparently the inside just didn't matter to me. And the next creation is my own version of Dropper, because I couldn't download any maps at the time and I wasn't on the PC version either. I wanted to create my own Dropper level so I could play through them and my friends could play through them. Now, there really isn't much here that was created, but it was the start of something. Next, we have the parkour challenges, which I also created, because I couldn't download any parkour maps at the time, and I wanted to make a YouTube video doing my own parkour challenges, so I made some courses and then made a video completing each course. And unfortunately, I don't think this video is on my YouTube channel either at the moment, because I also think it was deleted, because at the time I thought it was embarrassing for some reason. I really need to make sure I don't do that anymore. And then close to that, there is also a bunch of either just completely random creations like a sand pyramid or a bedrock building, or there's just a bunch of stuff that just wasn't finished, so I have no idea what it was. There is one that's like a mushroom nether kingdom or something, which is kind of cool, but it was never finished, a tree house. But most of it is either just some most random things or just something that was never finished, which there seems to be a lot on this world. And then we have something my friend created, well, one of my friends, which is Pig D-Day. Not sure why he made it, but it is Pig D-Day. And then we have Red versus Blue, which was supposed to be a mode that we were going to play with some friends, where we got a group of 5 on each team, but no one ended up ever playing it, so it was kind of unused. Now, I'm not sure why there is a 30 or an 03 on the outside of this building. I'm sure that has some significance at some point, but I do not know or remember what it was. But there is this small building, which is kind of an arena to watch mobs fight iron golems. Not sure if it was ever used, and I'm still trying to remember what the 30 stands for, but I just can't think of it. This creation was also not built by me, it was built by one of my friends. I don't remember exactly who though. And right next to it, we have a wooden village that has some of the smallest buildings I have ever seen, and you'll also hit your head on the ceiling as you're in these buildings. I mean, some of these buildings are really tiny. They're like 4 blocks big on the inside. It's kind of crazy. There's also one singular villager that lives in this town or this village, whatever you want to call it, and who knows how many years he's been alone. There is more people getting shot or ripped apart. I think one of them was a zombie. I mean, I don't know what else to say, but these are spread all across this world. And then we have whatever this is. I'm not really sure what it was supposed to be, but it has one building. It's called Steve's house. It's surrounded by a wall of bedrock, and then it's just different like trees. You got mushroom trees. It's kind of like has different biomes in it, and then it just has Steve's house. And then we have this building that is built by me. I mean, it even has my name on it, and it's a house. It's a giant square house with not much going on, and it's not very interesting, but it's a house. Now we got something next door which is a bit more interesting. It was built by one of my friends at the time, and their Xbox name was Minecraft. Funny enough, we were playing Minecraft, his name's Minecraft. But I gotta be honest here, I don't really remember who he was, which is kind of sad, I know. But for some reason, in the basement, he had some sort of laboratory going on. Not sure what he was doing down there, but yeah, it's a house built by one of my friends who I don't remember who he is, and that just kind of saddens me. It's like, at the time he was a friend, but friends go away sometimes, and you'll never really know when your friends are going to go away, or when someone in your life who you think is always there, you never know when one day they might just disappear, or you might just not talk to them as much. You never know when someone is going to leave your life, so make sure to appreciate them while they're still around. And this building that we're currently in right now is the Bony Skeleton, which is some sort of bar, I guess. I'm not really sure. I'm pretty sure it's a bar. Kind of looks like one, but then there's like giant oversized chairs and a table and some books. Not really sure, but one of my friends built it. Of course, I don't remember exactly which one though. I can't even begin to explain what this area is, or what the purpose of it was, or even why it was built. But there's just a random town, I guess, right here that has the most random creations. I have no idea. All I know is I didn't build it. This is one of the first parkour challenges I ever built right here. It's really bad, really easy, and you can complete it really quick. But it was the first one I ever built. Now, starting at the center of the map, or the spawn, there's a bunch of like little buildings here and roads, and There's nothing really extraordinary here or any really cool buildings to talk about, but it's just a bunch of random small buildings with, again, not much in it. A garden, some like outposts to look at, some water, and there's also a bunch of empty buildings. So yeah, not much interesting stuff there. Now this building right here, so many years ago I was trying to build this building around somewhere I went in real life that had some pools in it, but it never ended up looking like how it was supposed to, so I abandoned it pretty quick. This is a giant iron block tower that says tower on it. Now, there is nothing inside of it either, but I'm sure you're not surprised at this point. Oh, and that giant diamond building that you're seeing, well, I thought it was just a giant empty building, to be honest. I couldn't find an entrance, so I had to break a block at the top and drop down, but for some reason there's a giant head in there. There was this giant prison I built because we were gonna play the like prison escape game mode or whatever you call it, and I even made some chests with different classes in it, and me and my friends were gonna play it right here on this map, but we ended up building a much different prison and playing it on a completely different world that was actually much better, so this prison never got any use. And that is pretty much everything that's on this world. Most of it's just completely random, unfinished, or I'm not even sure what's going on there, but there's a lot of creations on this world. A lot of different people also built on this world, and there's only one more thing to talk about. I wanted to save the biggest creation for last, and that is my Try Not to Die Monster Survival and Smash Mobs. My own version of it in the Xbox One version of the game. Well, actually it was Xbox 360 version and then switched to the Xbox One version and then went on from there. But it was originally created so I could try and make my own game within Minecraft that my friends could play and I could be in control of it. And it had some shops and it had different character types. Well, by character types I mean like loadouts. There was some stuff that you could start out with in a chest, and if you won you got emeralds, and you could use emeralds to buy gear, and you could also use emeralds to unlock new classes. Had a bunch of different classes that you could start out with and that you could pick, and I thought it was really cool at the time. I also made quite a few maps for it, some of them less interesting than others, like this one that you're looking at right now was paintball. Then we have whatever this level is, I'm not sure what it was called, but one of my friends built this one, and I also wanted friends to build their own map, and that's how you unlocked special stuff for this mode. I'm not really sure exactly what I was thinking was going to happen, but I did have some friends that thought it was cool and wanted to help me build it. This was the last thing I ever worked on in this creative world, which was supposed to be a desert level for this game mode that I created, but it never ended up getting finished. And there was also this map, which without me even saying the name of it, I'm sure some of you can already guess what it was inspired by and what game this map was from. And it also had a working mystery box inside the levels, which I also thought was really cool. There's also this city level, but some of the buildings are kind of empty, so I'm not even sure if it was completely finished yet, or it was going to be finished, or it was actually done. I'm not entirely sure, but this was the city map, and this was the second city map that my friend was making, but you can obviously see that it was never finished, so there's not much to talk about here. So eventually I ended up moving to a different creative world to build that game mode that I thought was so cool at the time, and I built a new entrance, which is like a dragon's mouth, and I thought it was super cool, and a giant building that you could select the difficulty. You had like crafting rooms, you had trading rooms, you had plots of land where you could build your stuff, and I thought it was so cool at the time because I built it myself. Even though no one would end up playing it, I just thought it was cool. And back then, I just really wanted to make a game, but I didn't know how, and I just couldn't make a game, so I thought the best thing that I could do was make something in Minecraft that other people could play. And there are quite a few maps in this version of the game. This one that you're currently looking at was built by my friends. I'm not sure what most of these maps are called, but that one was built by my friend. And then next, there is a map that I made that was inspired by a Team Fortress 2 map. I'm not sure which map it was, but I do remember it was inspired by Team Fortress 2 because I was starting to play on PC more, and Team Fortress 2 was one of the games I could run, and I had a lot of fun playing it. We have this water or docks level that I thought was amazing at the time after I built it, besides that one area where the mystery box is, because I didn't really know how to make that part look good. But I just thought this was a really good looking map at the time, and even though nobody played this game or the game that I was making inside of Minecraft, I still wanted to show people that map because I just thought it was cool. Looking back on it now though, it's obviously not as cool as I once thought it was. And then there's another town map that also had some more interesting buildings. Then I built that one Call of Duty Zombies map that is in World at War. I still won't say its name for those of you that can try and guess it. I'm sure you can because it's not that difficult. I also built arena, some stone building thing. I'm not really sure what it was supposed to be, but there's some giant stone building with iron bars around it, and it kind of sounds like a prison, but it's not. There's also another level where I used like nether blocks and the end blocks to create something. Not sure what I named it or what you could possibly call it, but I thought it was kind of cool. And then there was a underwater level, or there was supposed to be. Obviously it's only half finished, but it was supposed to be an underwater level. At one point I got really obsessed with quartz blocks and like stairs and stuff, and I just built this entire building out of quartz, and I thought it looked really cool, like a laboratory or something. It's pretty empty though, and there's not really much interesting going on, but it's just a giant quartz building. That was another map for the game. And that was pretty much the entire version of the new game that I was building inside Minecraft. A lot of building was done and it was pretty big. Unfortunately, it was never used and I never finished it, which is kind of sad. But anyways, that is going to be the end of this video. I know it was kind of longer than almost any of my other videos, but I thought it would be kind of cool to revisit my first ever creative world in Minecraft. It was a good old trip down memory lane. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, leave a comment below, tell me what you think of this video, and tell me about some of your first Minecraft creations. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button because you want to be subscribed, and I'll see you next time.